Hey guys, Mike here. This is my 69 Benz with a little trim off. I'm going to be stripping it down for paint sometime soon, or maybe just a really good detail. A wet sand, we'll see what happens. I'm installing a Petronix electronic ignition, and there's not a whole lot of information on Google or YouTube, or nothing quick. I have to really look for it and kind of compile my own research or whatever. I'm not used to distributor cars. I'm used to anything fuel injected, electronic fuel injected, or CIS or K-Jet. That's what I do. I really don't deal with distributor cars that have points. So this is my lucky day, I guess. So why I'm holding two of these. One is the right side, one is the left side. By that we mean on this BOSCH 051 distributor, we're going to check what style we have. So 051 is my distributor number here. And the style we have is left side. I originally got a right side. This information is not clear on the internet, not that clear on Petronix. I tried searching simply by distributor number. Nothing was really clear. And you know, I kind of bought two. And those part numbers are, if you have a style like mine, is it 1864 LA. L is for left, and 1864, which is probably a standard number, which means right. Alright, so let's start. I'm not going to disassemble this whole thing, but I'm going to show you what I did. What I did first is I removed my old points. I have several hundred miles on it. I never adjusted them really correctly. Never even checked dwell. I just kind of winged it, and you know, it worked. Actually ran very nice, considering the points weren't really set correctly. Timing was correct. I guess that helped a lot. So remove this guy here. Then what we're gonna do is remove. On mine, it's a 7mm nuts. Okay. Yours might be different. I think I changed these a while back, but I also got the distributor rebuilt, so I don't really know what was in it originally. This is pretty much how it was set. Okay. Bolt, metal washer, looks like a fiberglass washer, and in between is the distributor, another fiberglass washer, just to set the thing floating, right? And then a washer, flat washer, a lock washer, a nut. So all this would scrunch it together, and then I had the condenser connected to that right over there. I put a washer in between that, and then I put the wire coming off the coil and connected to that, the last nut. That was the original way, at least the way it was done on my car. I'm sure a lot of these cars were screwed with over time. I read the instructions. They're pretty clear, but also confusing. They're kind of coming together now. But after a lot of trial and error, we're going to focus on mainly lines 5 to 6. The red wire goes to positive of the coil. Black to the negative of the coil. That's it. Done. All I did is extend the wires and then put some sheathing in there. Offset the butt connectors so it's not some big fat whatever. And you know, just a clean install. Secondly, you don't need, I don't think you need your condenser anymore. I may be wrong, but according to the instructions, it says remove it all. While you're here, throw a few drops of oil into your distributor right here, if you haven't done so already. After you run your wiring, or before, whichever you want, doesn't really matter, put your bracket on, tighten it nice, nothing crazy. Originally I did this by trial and error. I had the magnet ring sit somewhere roughly there, and that was actually a problem. I had no spark, and the magnet is supposed to be level with the Petronix unit, and it's not. It's like roughly 3 millimeters off or so. And this came with the instructions. If it focuses. Alright. But my bracket was a different shape. And I'm just realizing this is probably just a generic set of instructions. With that being said, I was following a Unimog YouTube video, and they actually mentioned the magnet and everything being flush, which is a very big help. Thank you. But I also thought that maybe there was something with just this particular kit. I didn't want to go down all the way. Turns out that I do need to shave this bracket here and not do what I did, what the Unimog guy did in the other video I watched. And he shaved this guy down to make everything fit. There's no need for that, or not much need. But in this case, I thought there was, because it didn't go down all the way. So I did so. And you have to make your measurements. If you do have that style distributor, make some measurements. Use a caliper tool to just, you know, so you don't bust anything up or be too high or too low. Anyway, took this off. The way to take this off is, forget that wire would be there. That wasn't there originally. So when you take everything out, take the screw off. This is a pin here. It reaches all the way down to this guy, through a hole. And there's your vacuum shaft, right? Pop that off. The vacuum shaft may give you a little trouble. It is a very tight tolerance, and be very gentle with it. And if it's not coming off, put it back into here through the hole, kind of reset it. It maybe might be on a funny angle. This plate does move, so keep that in mind if you can't line the hole back up. So once you shave this guy down, I used a bench grinder, a pair of pliers. I washed that off, re-greased it a little bit so it doesn't rust on me in the future, and screwed it down. Ran my wiring through. I left some slack here and here. Zip tied it to a little leg that was coming off. This might be generic BOSCH, actually, not any distributor. Little leg right there, I just zip tied to that. It might slip off. You can slip it off with a screwdriver. I think I mentioned something about the sheathing I used to make a nice clean install, so it's like it was factory. You can't even tell it's aftermarket, but that's it. This is from some parts cars. This might even be from a BMW. I don't remember. I'll keep moving this around to pop that down. As instructions said, positive to negative. What confused me in the instructions was all this business. Don't even look at that. Alright, so after you ground this bracket down, you're going to want to make your life easy, potentially not even break this, is look at the cam lobe orientation in here, right? The cam lobe stuff, right? Find the flat spot, and then make 2 ticks, one in between, right? Make your life easy. And line it up. This has been on and off a few times, so it just went right down. Originally, what I did is I took a socket with an extension and I tried pushing it down by force, let's say. That didn't work. It's just a really tight tolerance with the little magnet. So what I did is I used a little rubber mallet. Boom. Very, very lightly tap that on. You don't want to hammer it on it like crazy. And it slides right on after 1 or 2 taps. Very light taps. Put distributor on. It's hard to do this one hand. And then it should start right up. You have spark, if you have spark. My belt is off right now, so you're gonna hear something touching the fan. I'm doing some other work here, so this is just kind of laying here, everything. But it does start right up, and it runs really good. One thing I forgot to mention, when you are installing the Petronix guy, you're going to want to take a 1/4 inch 1/4" socket out of your junk drawer with the SAE sockets, like I have. Full crap in there. And you cannot use a metric. These are 1/4" bolts, or nuts, that is. And what I did is I shaved it down on a bench grinder. It's not perfect, but it works. Do not attempt to use needle nose pliers. Just shave this down. And well, it'll help if I put the rotor back in, right? This is what I was talking about while we're here. Goes right in. Cool. Now when I start it, it's gonna make funny noises because my belt is off and it's jumping around on the fan. I'm gonna start it up for a second so you hear it starts instantly. This car used to start instantly, then another crank, and another crank. So now a cold start would take me like 4 or 5 cranks. And right now temperature is roughly 40, no, not 40, I'll take that back, about 35 degrees. And just listen, it starts right up. Cold right now. A little exhaust leak, but that's really it. Probably have to adjust some timing a little bit, or at least check timing. But good luck.